Welcome, everybody, to this week's Open Office Hour. I'm Terza Ekholm from Zanikin Studio, and as always, I'm joined by my wonderful co host, Helen Brahms. Helen is a genealogist, songwriter, lifelong researcher, and one of my favorite people to explore ideas with. So, before we jump into today's topic, I want to start with a question that's been on my mind. How many tools are helping you make decisions versus creating more things to manage? Take a moment and think about that. Not just AI tools, any tools. How many dashboards are you checking? How many courses have you taken? How many newsletters are you subscribed to? How many notes do you have saved? How many AI conversations have you had this week? And of all of that information, how much of it actually helped you decide what to do next? So I'm asking because I keep noticing something interesting in my own way of working. We live in a time when information has never been more abundant. We can get answers instantly. We can summarize books, meetings, videos, and research in seconds. Yet many people seem more overwhelmed than ever. More information, more tools, more options, but not necessarily more clarity. So I'd love for everyone joining us today to think about this question. Where in your business or life do you feel like you already have enough information but you're still not taking action? We'll come back to that throughout today's conversations. But first, before we dive in, Helen is going to take us around the room so we can hear everyone's AI wins, discoveries, and experiments from the past week.
Well, kia ora everyone, and welcome to today's call. Let's see, it's still dark outside. It's 4 o'clock in the morning here on Saturday, so yeah. Let's see, this week, how have you used AI this week? For me personally, I've been playing in, well, it's not Galaxy anymore, it's Magica. So if you haven't heard, Galaxy has changed to Magica. They no longer do the daily free credits. They stopped that on like Tuesday, I think it was. So either Tuesday or Wednesday this week that they stopped them. And I'm like frantically in there looking for this, but the only way you can get free credits is to do promotions for them. They have tasks there. And if you do those, you then submit them, and then they decide whether or not they're going to give you credits. So was not happy about that. But I did go in and play, and you can't actually choose the tools anymore that you want to use. So my song On the Outside Looking In, which is one that I didn't play when I did my demonstration because it's like a 5.5 minute song. I put it in there to say I wanted a music video, and I didn't get very good with the prompts and everything else, so I learned that. Got to figure out the prompts before I get in there, but it did ask me lots of questions, and it came up with a video which I didn't like because it had her singing I don't know what, but it wasn't lip syncing the words, and so I got them to lip sync the words where she actually singing. And if you want to see that video, I'm going to show it at the end of this because it is a 5.5 minute video, so we don't want to take up the time of learning. So you'll get to see that at the end if you want to stay on and watch that video at the end. So who else has been using AI? Have I been in chat? Yes, I've been in ChatGPT. I'm in ChatGPT every day for everything. So the AI platform was Galaxy, which is now Magica, Magica .ai, I think it is. So yes, so they're completely reformatting it, and so far I'm not really liking the stuff. Although being able to put in there that you wanted to create a music video, that you wanted to create a music video, and the length of it, and then you upload the soundtrack and images and all that sort of stuff for it to use, and it went off and created it. It actually created 31 short videos and then linked them all together in one long video, which is how we got around that one. So who else has been using AI this week, and what have you been using it for? Emmalyn.
Well, I've been, first of all, I want to sort of reiterate what you were just talking about, how upsetting it was since I've been following Galaxy AI every day to get my points, and had gotten it up to the highest level that I could. And then I go in, and then the screen is totally gone. And you've got all of this other multiple steps that you have to do now to even get points. And then trying to find because I was just really starting to check out the different platforms on Galaxy. So I'm not happy about that, but I'll work through it. The other thing that I've been working on, and I'm real close to it, is it's going to be a workbook. And I've got it designed. I just have to put it in order and get the introduction ready. But it's something that every one of us could use, or our families could use, and it has to do with what happens if something happens to me. How do people find out how to research my accounts, have access to my accounts? And it all starts with your phone. If you think about it, you use your phone, you put in your password, you do all this, but there's also all of these extra authentications that you have to do. And so I've created a workbook that breaks it down into every different kind of category that you can imagine that people should fill out, keep in a safe place, not on your computer. You don't want to email passwords or do anything like that. But I'm hoping that I'll have it ready within the next week and have it available as a PDF. And so I've been working really hard on that, but I'm happy with where it's coming so far. Now I've got to figure out which platforms to put it on, not just Amazon. I'd like to try to use some of the other, whether it's Etsy or Spotify or Stan, whatever those are. I'm trying to research which is the best place for digital products. So anyway, so that's what I've been doing this week.
Awesome. Yeah, that there was a product that I got introduced to years ago called a Knockbox. That's Nokbox, and that's a physical putting everything in there. It's all the paperwork for that. So you're basically digitizing what they've done in paperwork, where it's actually an actual box, and the next of kin or whoever knows where that box is, and they can access it and you keep it up to date as you go. But yeah, that sounds very much like that when you were talking about it, but a digital version, because the other one's actually physical. It's a physical box with all the paperwork in it.
But this is a workbook that tells you where to find the physical versions of those documents.
Cool.
and how to bypass this. If I mean, think about the authorization that people use. They ask questions like, oh, what was your mother's maiden name? What was the name of your first dog? My husband has no idea what any of that stuff is. And so it helps you think about all these different security questions that can happen. And it happens today, even when somebody's not, for example, Wells Fargo, I have a joint account with my husband. It's called a joint account. And they would not let me access some of that information. They said, oh, your husband has to give that information before we'll release it to you. And well, pissed is not the right word.
Beyond frustrated.
No, it's like close that account down now. And so, I mean, after, I grew up when I couldn't get something done because my husband wasn't there to sign for it. And this is an ex-husband in the early 70s.
They did away with all of that in the 80s. It was the 1980s when they finally allowed women to have their own accounts where it wasn't, or loans where it wasn't required to have a male sign for them.
Right, exactly. But but I just learned this in the last year. Wells Fargo still has this primary card holder and then a secondary, even though it's a joint account. So that's why I started putting this workbook together, because if nothing else, when we get back together, we're going to go through and for his accounts and for my accounts, put it in writing in a safe place, safety deposit box or something, but make sure that people that have to, clean up after my mess when I'm gone, have an access to get to everything that I have. And so that's what I've been working on.
Awesome. That's awesome. I love that. Okay. It's going after going through all of Brad's stuff and everything else. Fortunately, we had a bank that had a true joint account where I could just go in and give them my and tell them that I wanted to take his name off the account. And then they told me, they said they actually advised me to wait 6 months before doing that, and why I needed to wait the 6 months. And I was sort of like, oh, okay, because anything that came in with his name on, I had to have a way to deposit it. So that was basically the reason that they gave us, which I thought, okay, I can deal with that. That's fine. That's a very vital piece that people don't think about. So it's really cool. Let's see, who else has been using AI this week, and what have you been using it for? Dean, you're on mute.
There we go. Always happens to me. So besides making the edits to my voice agent after last Friday, there has been something that's been bothering me for 3 or 4 months, and I haven't a problem I haven't been able to solve, and I finally accomplished it. And that is, as a realtor, I do open houses, on a Saturday or a Sunday and a weekend, and we always have a sign-in sheet. And half the time I can never read people's handwriting. They give me their name, their email, and so forth. And either I can't read it or they fill it out halfway. So I have wanted for a long time to first I made a Google Sheets and a spreadsheet, and I made it look like an elegant sign-in form where they would type it in my iPad. But I wanted to go further. I wanted that whoever came to that open house, because as a realtor, those people that you interact with, I do open houses to satisfy a seller, but also to get leads. So you want to be able to capture their information accurately, and you want to enter it in your CRM and set them up on a follow-up system. And so what I did, I found a way I made a new sign-in sheet uh, and posted it on my iPad. And when somebody signs in to my open house with their name, email, phone number, it automatically notifies me on my phone that the sign in was completed, because a lot of people won't give all their information and then they want to go look through somebody's house. So it automatically notifies me, and then it populates my CRM
Nice.
from the open house. And then I created a workflow after that. So 45 minutes after the submission to the sign-in sheet, and it looks really elegant. It's really a nice upscale, doesn't look like a web form at all. 45 minutes after, it triggers an SMS message to them. Thank you. It's a pleasure meeting you. I personal message, and I have their first name inserted and all that good stuff. Thank you for visiting my open house. And then that workflow, 4 hours after that, sends them an email giving them all my contact information, the information about the open house, and then a message to them, about what the seller's willing to do, type of thing. So, and then I've got a whole follow-up system set up, 3 days later, 4 days later, whatever. So
Nice.
I finally accomplished that. Nobody could tell me how I could get that from a form on my iPad to actually populate into so what's great about it is typically after an open house, you want to send a thank you or an SMS to people for visiting and that, but you're busy. You're closing it down. You're going around the neighborhood, picking up all your signs, and all these other activities. So this automatically happens for me. So I'm really kind of I was patting myself on the shoulder because this is something I wanted to accomplish for like 4 months.
That's awesome. I
And
love that.
Dean, did you need, congratulations, did you need any additional tools like Zapier or anything like that? Or were you able to accomplish it via API, or what did you do?
Well, see, I'm glad you said that, because the reason it took me 3 or 4 months to figure this out, I'm trying to, I mean, we all have a tech stack, don't we? And we're all paying all these subscriptions every month for all these third-party types of APIs and so forth. So what took me so long, I was trying to figure out a way, how do I cut out the Zapiers, the Make, and all these other third parties? So as I've mentioned before, I do have GoHighLevel, but there's also, to get GoHighLevel to interface with, say, your iPad or something like that. So I finally figured out that I needed to create a form in GoHighLevel, and then I couldn't get the fonts and the colors and anything to make it look really custom. So I had to take the form and wrap that inside of a funnel, which complicates it. And then I took the funnel and I attached that to my domain name. And so now I actually, I just have the domain, the form URL bookmarked on my iPad. So cut out all the third parties because that's what I started out with. I started out making a Google sheet. They sign in there, and then it goes through like a Make or Zapier to import into my GoHighLevel, and it's all these steps. So great question.
Awesome. Love that. Thank you. I like that idea of having the follow-up system and all that little that takes out so many steps for after an event and stuff like that. You could use that for any event where you have them sign in, and then after the event have them send out those chains and things and emails and text messages and that sort of stuff. So that's really, really cool. And Nancy said, you're doing so many fantastic things. I love how you find ways to make your job better. Thank you for always sharing. Yes, I second that. Okay, Sarah.
Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Super fantastic and sparkling. How are you?
Yay! The same. So my question is, I log in, I miss the first 9 minutes, and I'm like, what is this? I'm seeing like these people sitting at a desk, and it's like, is this
It's
what
a Zoom
AI?
thing. It's called immersive. And if you are the host, you can go in on the host options, and it's in there, and you've got different backgrounds. But you have to wait till everybody's in the room before you engage the immersive, because we've discovered that as people come in, it doesn't automatically populate the seats.
I noticed that because I'm not there, and I'm happy I'm not there. It's okay, I'm here.
But it's cool because the blackboard becomes the area where the screen is shared. Which is really cool, because as somebody if you're doing a presentation, you're still able to see everybody's faces and their reactions while sharing the screen.
This is wild. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, Terza and I had fun with this last week when we had our business meeting. We went through every single one of them, and it was just so much fun.
And there, Terza, on your promotion, on your email or something, a reminder for today. So there was something that caught me that I wanted to make sure I was here to hear. Is this it? Was this it? Or was there something else? Okay. I want to, okay. Great.
No,
I just
more fun
don't
is
want to miss
coming.
that. Okay. Excellent.
Right.
Thanks.
Okay, so who else has used AI this week, and how did you use it? How did it improve your life, or did it make it more complicated? The good, the bad, the ugly.
I'll go. I'll
Okay.
go. Yeah, I think I'm in a love-hate relationship. I love it. I love AI. And I guess I'm just really doing basic stuff with it. But I did that Claude AI Council. I think I mentioned that here maybe the last time. And last time I was here, and I did that on a new group coaching program I'm doing, and I did it for my YouTube channel. And it gave me some great ideas. It was wonderful. And then I started listening to people on YouTube, and I mean, you're talking hours to listen to other people give you their gems, which I really appreciate. However, I found that I could take the URL and put it into chat, and chat would just go retrieve it. I'm not sure what that does to their listening time on YouTube, but chat gave me a total analysis, a synopsis of what that video was. It gave me the learning points, and I prompted it. I said, please give me a synopsis, the learning points, and what was recommended for follow-up actions. And it gave it all to me. It was just, just awesome. I mean, it was so helpful, and I didn't sit there for 45 minutes to listen to a YouTube video. Now, I think I'd be upset if somebody did that with my YouTube videos. However, it was extremely helpful, and I was really happy with that. I'm flummoxed about the agents, and I would really love to, figure that out, and we'll probably tap you, Terza, for some help on that. Because I just know that I feel like I'm spending a lot of time on admin and things, and I have 3 VAs. I shouldn't feel like all I'm doing is admin, but I feel like I'm still doing admin, and so I would really, I think getting getting agents into place would really be helpful. So yeah, I'm loving AI.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Love that. And yes,
Thanks,
getting
Helen.
some agents in there to take care of some of the admin work will be very helpful.
Oh, yes, totally,
Yeah,
totally.
totally get the thing of getting a lot of admin stuff, doing a lot of admin stuff, and not doing what I want to do.
Yeah,
So yeah, and
yeah.
if we can find agents that'll do it for me, I'm all for it.
Right, 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 right. I mean, I'm hearing other people like Debbie Morrow and, Rachel Dalton, and, like people are doing things with, I guess Tirza doing things with agents that just really take that repetitiveness out of your life, and make it more consistent. And I think being consistent in business is a priority. Otherwise, you're not building. So
Yeah,
Save time. Save time
yeah,
so you can make more money.
there you
exactly.
go.
That's
Automatic
my little
money,
mantra.
baby.
Is this saving me
Yeah,
time, making me money? No, then why am I doing it?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing, Sarah. Anybody
Yeah.
else with AI this week? Nobody else used AI this week? Oh, okay then, Terza, it is over to you for what fun stuff we're going to be looking at today. And I know it's fun stuff because she runs it past me. So I know what's coming. I'm just not telling you.
That's right. Partially in response to you, Sarah, but also because of my explorations last week. So if you missed it last week, Google I/O 2026 announced several new tools. And one of them is one of them is they embedded directly in YouTube, and that's what I'm going to show you today, how to use it to improve your YouTube channel and find out what your audience is looking for and that kind of thing. So I will jump into that momentarily. I just want to point out, well, I'll go ahead and share my screen. So I was playing around with it a little bit myself. But first I want to acknowledge everybody who's struggling with AI tools. Not that AI tools are necessarily hard to use or anything, but I'm just hearing from people that they've got too many going on. Subscriptions like Galaxy changing behind the scenes. So there's a lot of churn going on, and it leaves many of us, yours truly, quite frustrated. So whenever I come across a tool that I think is actually useful, I'll present it here. But to Sarah's point, it's still about, it's not about so much AI tools as what Dean is doing. Identify your own workflow first, figure out what flows best in your business, and then look for tools or opportunities that will help you do that faster or automated or take some of that stuff off your plate. Because like all of you, I have a ton of, I just call them stupid admin tasks that I have to do in the background. I call it administrivia, but really that's not fair because they're super important tasks. I just don't like to do them. So as I bring more agents on board to do that, I will share them with you. But in the meantime, let's go over and check out YouTube. And can you all see this on your screen?
Yeah. Can I ask
Okay.
one question, Terza?
Yeah.
Maybe everybody on the panel that I see in front of me, maybe somebody has an answer, but someone went in and subscribed because I had requested she do that,
Yeah.
and it showed that she subscribed. And then when I logged in again, they took it. I was at 68. It went up to 69, and then it took it back to 68. Just, and maybe this is not the place to
She
answer
could have
that. Yeah, okay.
unsubscribed. Someone else could have unsubscribed.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's just, yeah,
It's
it's
a
just
moving
hard to know.
target.
It can be a moving target. So, so here, let me move this guy out of the way. Okay. All right. Um, so over here, we're just going to take you directly into my channel. If I click on my little thing here, I can click on view your channel, but what's more important is to go over to YouTube Studio. And here is my YouTube Studio. Now there's a couple from right here, because you see, YouTube actually gives you a ton of information, but if you're like me, I look at that and go, well, okay. That's a lot of stuff here. So I get views and I get audiences and I get trends and outliers. Oh, the outliers is, hold on, I don't want to do that. That's vidIQ. Totally different tool. Let's move away from that because I want to show you the free tool. So let's go.
But Tirza, did you cook vidIQ up to YouTube? Did you do that?
I did.
Okay.
And I do find it useful, especially the paid version. Even the free version is pretty good. But today I wanted to share more about YouTube channels. So these little questions here are all generated by Google Gemini. Let's go back to content here for a moment. In any of those screens, you can go over here to the little, this is your Ask Studio. It's kind of like Ask GPT. If you click on it, now you've got this sidebar conversation. And just like GPT, apologize for the chimes going on. There we go. You can ask it directly how it can help you. You can ask it to summarize comments, suggest new video ideas, summarize your channel performance, and of course there's more suggestions. So I was playing around with it, and of course you can also make it bigger, by the way. So that looks a little better on the screen maybe. You can ask it for in great detail. So I could say something like, show me let's just say 5 most viewed videos in my channel in the last 90 days, and it will go off and do the research. And this is way faster than I can do it. It turns off, for me, these numbers they're interesting, the graph is interesting, but I like doing it as part of a chat. I like having things explained to me. So here's the videos that are getting the most views and their titles and how many views they're getting. And then it says, great job on these. It looks like your audience is particularly interested in practical AI workflows and behind the scenes content. So this is already useful information. I don't know that I get a lot of comments on mine. If I did, I could say audit for most useful comments to update my strategy. And it will go off and look at those. So there's any number of good prompts that you can put in here that will help you analyze your performance, in addition to these questions that are up here. So for me, it's very much like NotebookLM even, when it gives these suggestions and you can just tap on them and read what it has to say. So it says viewers are most engaged when you show them exactly how to solve a problem. Actionable insights. See, this is what I want. Double down on over-the-shoulder builds. Your audience is looking for AI employee concepts and ways to automate tedious tasks like desktop organization or sales lead, just like Sarah said. Ethical debates. So apparently I touched a nerve last week. Actually, I didn't. Marcy asked a question about privacy concerns, and that turns out to be a big topic in this community. It says here, use these debates to spark community interaction. The wholesome personal connection. I did a little video as a pep talk. And one day last week, I had just done a workout, and I grabbed my phone and I looked directly into the camera and I said, "You are awesome," and that got a lot of views, but it wasn't really business related. It was just go do something. But it says don't lose the human in the AI. And then interest in revenue and networking. So it says I can bridge the gap between making money and AI tools, showing how AI can specifically facilitate these business introductions or networking efforts. The reason I wanted to share a lot of this tool with you, number one, it's free. It's right there in your channel. And whether you have 10 subscribers, 0 subscribers, or 10,000 subscribers, it will give you a lot of actionable intelligence that you can use right away. You just, like anything else, right? You give it a prompt. If it doesn't give you exactly what you're looking for, refine it, or say, hey, I'm really looking for this. Tell me what the prompt is. And it will tell you that. So that was kind of what I wanted to show you right away. How about this question? How did viewers find my content? Because that's also useful information. Did they get it from the YouTube channel or my newsletter or what? Looks like my best traffic source is Shorts feed. And these aren't going to be universal answers for everyone. These are for, it depends on what your audience and your channel is about. So, good conversation here I'm seeing in the chat about where you can get your transcripts, and Magica is one, ChatGPT helps, Gemini helps. Oh, I did want to share something even that you'll find maybe even also useful. If you look at other people's videos, you can also get some information about them, but in a different way. So what you do is you go back out to YouTube, and we do that by going back over here. No, I'm just going to open up a new one. All right. So let's just say, oh, look, can I use yours, Sarah? Since yours popped up in my feed?
Absolutely. Oh my God, it got in the feed. Yay.
Yes, let's click on Sarah's. I'm going to just pause it here for a moment. Right here, right under her video, is Google's, this little symbol is Google Gemini. So I can even say right here, summarize this video. Summarize, thank you. And it will give me, and provide actionable highlights. So Sarah, you don't necessarily have to listen to the whole thing, although what you may want to have this, see, you can have this along while you are watching somebody's video. And while you're listening to the presentation, you can see what it says. So it's this video led by Sarah Baslow, argues that many CEOs and business owners plateaued not because of a lack of strategy or hustle, but due to a measurement problem. Baslow outlines a framework to shift from being merely busy to building sustainable compounding momentum by focusing on energy management and internal metrics rather than just traditional external benchmarks like revenue or task lists. And the reason this is important, this is a super reason for you to understand what people are going to be using. I don't know if you remember months and months ago, I talked about SEO, and AEO, AI optimized, enhanced optimization. What you can do is you want to make sure now that your videos are going to answer the questions that your audiences are asking, because they're going to go in here and ask about the video, and if you're not clear about what you're presenting about in your video, this isn't going to come across very well, and you'll be able to see that. And unfortunately, people who are looking for what you have to offer will also see that. So based on this, it looks exactly like Sarah is saying exactly what she means, which is really awesome. So when somebody comes to YouTube and they say, you know, how do I do better? How do I get better momentum in my business? How do I get up out of bed in the morning and get going? It will hopefully bring up Sarah's video. And this is why we've been stressing this maybe for 2026, provide value, less hype, more value. And that's going to be the same theme across all AI tools. And okay, so what else would you like to know about Sarah's video, for example, Sarah? Oh, by the way, here's the transcript. Oh no, I can't give you that. That's sorry. Let me just ask though. This is right here. You can see right here. That's a vidIQ. I could just get the transcript here, but I think I could just ask for it. Can I see a transcript? I can't fulfill that type of request. Okay, however, I can answer specific questions about the video, which is about a framework for CEOs. Okay. And then it offers additional questions.
Well, did it get that information about her video from a transcript? Like if you click on more, is the transcript there?
No, in more is a whole description, sort of what AI just did. It gives time stamping, your takeaways, who this is for, what the learning points are, and you know,
It
and
says
then
show transcript right there.
yeah, it's definitely got
It's right over here. See?
Okay. So how does the transcript, so the transcript is just auto-generated by Google, it just does that. Does it do it
Yes.
for all videos, or just do you have to have a certain number of viewers and subscribers before it'll do that?
As
I
far
think
as
it
I
does.
know, it's for all videos.
Yeah.
However, as far as I know, you can't just copy. Well, it's, again,
Yes, you
with
can. I
vidIQ,
do
you
it all
can.
the time.
You copy it?
I do it all the time. Yeah.
Okay. So,
So,
Why do you do that, Gary?
same reason. I just, I don't want to watch the video, so I just say, show me the transcript. I start at the top, and it's kind of clunky. I have to drag the mouse down and let it scroll through the whole video, and sometimes it takes a minute. And then I copy and I paste it into a text file, and then I upload the text file to ChatGPT, and I say summarize it. So I'm really excited
Ah,
about this because I used to pay for Max AI to let it do that for me with one click. It stopped working recently. And so I'm going to use this ask button to see if I can access the transcript. And I have a feeling that it just, it's been told not to give people the transcripts because it seems like it had access to the transcript in order to be able to do what it did, but then it just won't give it to you.
huh,
Uh,
okay.
so.
But to answer someone's question, in some of the LM Notebook LM videos, I've seen where people will go to YouTube, copy the transcript, and put that into Notebook LM.
And then what do they do with it?
Well, they whatever it is that their project is, whether they're creating a slide deck or educational type of a project they're doing. But in some of the Notebook LM videos that I've watched, uh, people is a method of giving the Notebook LM a resource or a source of information. They just copy and paste it. So if someone
Right.
said, "Why would you copy that?" That's one reason.
I use that one a lot, which is why I'm a little bit surprised that Google Gemini in embedded here in Ask Studio doesn't just do something like that. Because I could just copy, as Dean said, I can copy, and Gary, I can copy the URL over into Notebook, and I can say, give me an audio overview, give me an infographic, give me slides. I mean, I can do
So
a whole intelligence dump.
Dean, so you don't have to paste the whole transcript. You can just paste the URL and
Yeah.
NotebookLM will find the transcript
Yep.
and, great.
Even better.
Easier. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. But this new functionality may catch up to that. At least that's
So Terza, my question is, being a new person doing YouTube, providing content, it's like I do every time I do my description block, I go into, I mean, I have a spreadsheet about what are the important pieces to include in that, and have chat help generate that. And I'm just wondering, like, and I always ask to please SEO it, and I say AIO it, AI
yes,
optimize it.
right.
And I'm a very impatient person, and so I'm like, wait a minute, how many people are on YouTube? Well, let them see it. Let everybody see my video. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But I'd like to understand how because it seems to me that it's all about the algorithm is what I'm getting.
Yes.
Um, and if the algorithm can read what you've got, it can then push it out to other people, not just your
Yes.
subscribers.
That's
So,
exactly right. Yeah. So let me stop share here. It says here, looking to expand your audience on the Terza Ekholm channel, the data suggests a two-pronged strategy, doubling down on the AI employee niche that is currently driving new viewers, and strategically converting your massive short-form reach into a loyal, returning community. So that's the information it's giving for me. When you go look in your channel, Sarah, you should get
right.
good.
I get the same thing actually from chat.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I
That's
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, what's interesting is I was I was posting the webinar I do every Tuesday as a YouTube video, and this week chat said, "Not anymore, Sarah." The webinar is great, but it is not a YouTube video. People coming onto YouTube don't want to feel like they're in a webinar. They want to watch your video and get the information. And so it's not opening up the video with like, hi, I'm so excited that you're here. It's about a hook, and it's actually not about showing that there is even a gallery, that no one, it just should be just speaker view. And it's just amazing how many details and things that you need to pay attention to. And I'm probably not going to use my webinar video. I guess I was really using it as a replay spot on YouTube, but nobody watches replays apparently. And so I'm just going to use my webinar video and take out the best pieces of it and post it. And then I'm also now doing 5 shorts that either I will do it or we'll grab it out of the video to go along with that. So
Yeah, that's really
yeah.
smart. I mean, so part of the reason that I'm no longer doing the going live on YouTube, because I went back and looked through my stats, and
Uh-huh.
people on the replays, they don't even get 5 minutes into it. And so it's like,
Mm.
oh, okay, that's a strong signal. Make this
Right.
first. I'll make the link available to my list, but
Uh-huh.
as far as going live on YouTube, it didn't fit
It
the
didn't
purpose
improve your okay.
that I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be. So, and the other thing is, I'm super thrilled with our community and our community participation. But what happens is that really matters to the people who are in the community. As far as I know, it
Mm.
doesn't matter to the entire YouTube world.
Universe. Yeah.
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 So,
Yeah.
um, So those are some of my findings here. I just like to share tools as they come up. It seemed.
Can I just
Go ahead.
add something? Because I know it feels like you're wrapping it up, and I just, you know what, I couldn't be doing what I'm doing without AI. I mean, I don't even know if I would never have gotten as far as I am right now in this whole process. AI has seriously changed my professional and academic life. So it's pretty interesting. So anyway, I just wanted to say that.
No, I thank you so much. I completely agree. I've been exploring a new workflow for myself this past couple of weeks, and I have to say, Sarah, that several months ago I didn't really have the self-confidence to even jump into it and explore it or offer it as a business proposal because number one, I didn't have the confidence. Number two, ChatGPT was still at 5.2, not at 5.5 that like it is today. And number three, Codex was available, but it looks so much like a developer tool that I didn't really want to get into it. And now Codex is much, much more friendly. So with all those three things, what I do is I chat about it with ChatGPT. Sometimes I'll ask it for the prompt, and I go over to Codex and copy the prompt, and then I go get the response from Codex and bring it over to ChatGPT and say, okay, what's next? Or explain this to me because I don't get it. So that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So
Amazing.
if it sounds like I'm hearing that people want to hear more about agents, then I'll come back next week with some very specific agents that I'm finding useful, and then you can see if you find them useful as well. Yep. Any more questions before I turn it over to Helen? Okay, we're all excited to see what Helen has created.
Okay, so yeah, so this video, this is on the outside looking in. This one I wrote, it took me 3 weeks to write it. I finished it when I was on the investors cruise, and that was based because I was having difficulty with the lyrics and everything coming together. But based on conversations I had the day before the cruise, at the event that night before the cruise, and the first 2 days of the cruise, it gave me enough for everything to just like fall into place. And so I've got this out. It was my first song to go live on Spotify. And so I decided to take a risk with Galaxy, now Magica, and see what it could come up with a music video. So here we go. I'm going to put this in here. And we should be good to go. You guys hear that okay?
Outside looking in, like a stranger in my skin, watching life just pass me by, like it's someone else's ride. I've been standing on the edge of a life I haven't led, just existing day to day, while the colors fade to gray. I can trace it back in time to the moment love said goodbye, but my story didn't end, so where do I begin again? I don't wanna be just feels like fight. Comfort keeps me frozen still, but I know I always will. Want a life that's wild and free, not this quiet version of me. All these questions in my head, all these roads I never left. If I'm blessed and favored too, why is it so hard to move? I don't wanna be on the outside looking in. I wanna feel the fire. I wanna jump right in. I am here, I am alive. Hear me roar, I will survive. Through the fear, through the pain, I will find my spark again. I don't wanna just exist. I was made for more than this. I'm stepping out, I'm breaking through. I choose to live. I choose to move. What if I don't wait my turn? What if I just crash and burn? What if living's just a choice and I finally use my voice? I survived the darkest night. I still got breath, I still got fight. So I'll take one step today, even if I'm scared that way. I am here. I am living. I am blessed and highly favored. I'm not standing on the side. I am stepping into life. No more waiting, no more fear. This is my moment right here. I am here, I am alive. See me now, I will not hide. Through it all, I made it through. Now I choose a life that's true. I don't wanna just exist. I was made for more than this. I'm stepping out, I'm breaking through. I choose to live. I choose to move on the outside. No more. I'm walking through the door.
So there you go.
Thank you, Helen. Thank you for sharing. And that's
Oh, my
so
pleasure.
beautiful, and I know you put a lot of work into that. And as Sarah pointed out, assisted by AI.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just
So
find some of the things that I found interesting watching through that is like when you look up at her face, it looks like a canvas, like an actual canvas that you use to paint on. So there's those things in there, and I find Sarah's interesting. I used to be a drummer, Helen. This is great music with lyrics. Thank you. I just told her I wanted 80s pop style, and they came up with that, and they made the create. And ChatGPT created Vivian's face, and I uploaded a couple of pictures I had of her that ChatGPT had given me, and they created that video around her face and that sort of stuff. So that was pretty cool. And but yeah, it was a lot of fun creating that. But it still needs a lot. That one still needs a lot of work. That's version 2. Version 1 was the lip sync was completely out of whack. She was singing, but she wasn't singing the song, so,
Helen,
which was quite interesting.
What AI did you use? You say chat, but was chat did chat do the lyrics, the music?
I
to
wrote
go
the
with
lyrics.
Okay, you wrote
So
the lyrics.
I wrote the lyrics. Once I had the
Fabulous.
lyrics written, I put it into ChatGPT and go, please proofread this, but do not make any changes. Just make suggestions. and then it comes up with a list of suggestions. Like it might say, change this word to this because musically that word works better. Or it flows better with the song. And so the ChatGPT, it knows it's a song because I tell it it's a song, but it actually analyzes it from the music perspective. Will this work musically, these words? And sometimes I'll have you change out a sentence or a word so that it works, so it flows better with music. And like my Wi-Fi song, the Wi-Fi was down. I said to Terza, I said I need more in that second half, so I might go back and work on that and put some more in the second, because the first half's really good. But then the second half of the song is just sort of like bleh. So I'm going to go fix that before I put it out live.
So who did the video graphics for you?
Oh, the video graphics, I went into Magica, which used to be Galaxy. I thought, okay, so now people are saying that it chooses the tool for you. And I basically put in there that I have a 5-minute and 34-second song that I need a video made for. What is the best way to go around making this and all of that? And it comes back and says, it's going to cost you 89 million points. And I'm like, okay, I've got 200 and something sitting there. And when it switched from doing check your points, when it switched from doing the daily to doing the task-based ones, like about Monday, Tuesday this week, it dropped some of my points off there because I was almost at 300 million.
Wow.
And when they stopped doing the daily one, suddenly I was back at 252 million.
Have you done any of the task ones to build up those? Yeah, I know, really.
they want the only way you're going to get free credits now is to go and promote them. With the tasks that they have listed, like doing a LinkedIn post, doing a X post, and they got them all listed, and then you have to send them the information, and then a few days later they may give you credits.
But Magica did execute on this, and how many times did you have to do it over and over? Because
well, first of all, that comes back and says we're going to do 31 short videos and put them all together in one long chain, which was pretty cool. So each scene is there's 31 scenes in there, and then it came back with their first video, and I was sort of like, the sound's really good, but the video I'm not happy about, and so I chit-chatted backwards and forwards with the Magica and said, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. And so then it said for it to be true lip syncing, which it's not quite there. If you have a look at the video, looking up the words, hear the words that she's saying and see what she's mouthing. It was going to be very expensive. I said it's going to be very expensive on the credits.
Right.
But the cool part was that before you even started the project, it said this is how many credits it's going to cost you. Do you want to proceed? Right. And then along the way it says, okay, we need this many credits. Do you approve? Then it goes, we need this many credits. Do you approve? So it approves you have to approve along the way, which was really cool because you knew up front what it was going to cost you. And that did it in two different. They created the shorts first and then asked for the credits to create the shorts, and then it came back and asked for the rest of the balance when it went to create it into a video. So when it came to the thing, I was like, how can I do this? And I thought, okay, on these particular scenes where she's actually singing into a microphone, I want it lip synced. And then with the speaking part, I said, where she does the speaking portion, I want her with a microphone in hand, speaking it into the thing, and we watch her. So that there was like about 7 or 8 scenes that it ended up changing. And that, as I'm now down to 149 million credits from 252.
149 million, yeah.
So Sarah, Helen did cover the whole song creation process up to the video part.
I have that.
Awesome.
I have it on a tab.
I'm going to wrap up. Thank you, Nancy. Great to see you. Great to see everyone. Thank you so much for being part of this fabulous community. And next week I will bring a little bit of my agent process to you, so you can do that for yourself in your own business. So, all right, have a fabulous week, everyone. Keep playing with AI and work.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Great job, Terza and Helen, and great seeing everyone. Have an outstanding weekend. Bye.